Okay, I'm here with Steve Ritchie, pinball designer extraordinaire, and special guest is just not enough to describe, which is on his badge. It's just not enough to describe him in this place. Steve, thank you very much for giving me some of your time today. I understand you just did a panel with Jersey Jack.
Yeah.
But you can't give out a lot of details about your next machine.
No, I can't. It's something we don't do very often. How about never?
Can you give us a general release date in terms of when we're talking? Within 6 months,
Early
3
summer.
months? Early summer? So we'll see it this year, and it'll definitely be here for next Pintastic.
Yeah, you'll see it this year for sure.
All right, now, you have been designing games for so long. How do you avoid being repetitive when you've designed so many different games? I mean, to find something that you haven't done before, is it just a question of tweaking it?
Some repetition is inevitable if you have a style. You know, I mean, I don't. For a long time, I was into the third flipper, and you know, up in the upper right, and a shot to go up to the top or somewhere on the left side. I'm trying to get away from that now, so I have a different. I don't know. I'm conscious of that stuff. So this game is pretty different. It's also smooth and a lot of ball return to the flipper, a lot of flipper action.
Drop targets?
Yes.
I'm partial to drop targets myself.
Yeah.
I'm a drop
There's
target
drop
man.
targets.
You give me at least 1 or 2 drop targets, and I will be happy for the rest of the day.
How about 4?
4? I like 4 even better. 4 drop targets is good for me. Now, what I have found since our last interview, and I interviewed you, I think it was 4 years ago, back when we were still at in Sturbridge. And I've done a lot of interviews over the years. I have thousands of videos. I've talked to presidential candidates, to this president, to cardinals, to people all over the country. And the interview that I get the most feedback on is my one with you.
Really?
It's the one that people talk to me about. People will come up and say, I saw your interview with Steve Ritchie. And when I think about that, and I think of the interview itself and so forth, and I watch the way people, when you walk by, people just light up.
I do too, because I love to greet them, and yeah, they're very kind. It's fun. It's fulfilling.
Yeah, well, the autograph line, you look at the autograph table and you're part of the line. So is it sometimes a little self-conscious when you see there's a guy to the left, guy to the right, and you know, you've got this person, you've got the line of people coming, and the guy to the left and the right is not doing as much? Do you get self-conscious about that at all sometimes?
Sometimes, but not, you know. The guys I flanked today are both really good designers, and they've had stuff left of me, but you know, they're good, and we have a lot in common, and we're also all friends, and so I have a different feeling about them.
Now, one of the things, when Pintastic started, there was maybe 2 companies making pinball machines. Jersey Jack had just started out, and now we have so many machines. Do you ever worry that we're going to have so much variety that something falls through the cracks, like a machine, you know, this is a great machine, but there's just so many choices that people don't grab it?
I think about, you know, a lot of pinball companies, most of them are boutique, and you're not going to get a lot of machines out of them. I mean, a lot of them only make 100 machines of each model, or maybe 200. It's, you know, the larger companies are where I would like to work, especially Jersey Jack, for a number of reasons. One of them I explained at the show is we have a great deal of freedom, and I can express my passion for pinball there better than anywhere else. As far as the smaller companies, I like a lot of the stuff they're doing. I wish them success. It's just, I am gonna hang with the 900-pound gorilla if I can, and I'll hang with the 800-pound one too, if it's a better place to work. And I can make machines that we need to make, which means they make money, they're super popular, and have good themes.
Have you thought about retiring at all from this, or is this just you're just going to go for the drop?
You get to be 76 and you start thinking about retiring. I'm thinking, I'm not really happy where I live. You know, it's like Illinois is not my favorite state. I'm a native Californian, and Illinois is the land that geography forgot. There's no mountains, there's no valleys, they're just
It's flat.
flat. But that's not the only reason. It's like, I don't want to go back to California, and I mean, I'd like to, but I'd have to win the lottery before I could afford to. That's about it. I mean, I could live there after I'm finished making games. It's possible, but neither my wife or I want to go there. We're thinking about Tennessee. It's
Well, they got hills and valleys in Tennessee, that's for sure.
It's a beautiful state, and I've been there a lot. You know, riding my dirt bikes, different places there. It's just a great place to be, and I love the people. It's like, I don't know. I'm a conservative. And
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. That's not a.
I like that, and I'm very tired of the rhetoric in Illinois. I just don't.
Yeah, it can be hard. One of the things I like about Pintastic is that since you brought up the conservatism, I mean, I'm a very Catholic conservative, and I'm at an event where, I mean, there's a large trans group, there's large groups of everyone, but we all get along because we all love the game and respect the game, and you don't see that in a lot of other things.
Right, and the people that I deal with are wonderful. I love them. I don't really care what their thoughts are. I mean, that's it. Pinball's
Pinball's our
catalyst. It's everything. It's the center. So it's like, yeah, we don't talk about politics. We talk about pinball and how things go together, and we make magic together.
I mean, to speak of magic, my son and I were just playing Dune for the first time. And there was a lady behind us, and I invited her to join us so that we could play three so she wouldn't have to wait.
Yeah.
And she started talking. She's over there. I used to play pinball as a kid. I just got back into it, and now this is our first Pintastic. And the number of people who seem to be discovering the joys of pinball,
Yeah.
where it's not just staring at a phone.
No.
Isn't it? I mean, it's really something to see it. I'm watching it happen over the 11 years that Pintastic's been here. And we went from like just one room to this huge thing.
Yep.
And
great.
it's just glorious, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it continues to grow, and there's been some sad points. Pinball has always done this, always. At Williams, they closed in 2000 while I was there. Atari stopped making pinball shortly after I left, maybe 2 years after. Bally died, and we ended up buying them at Williams, and I don't know.
And
Stern had a very low point too, where I was laid off, and it's just everybody in the pinball business has gone to the top and the bottom, pretty much.
now, from what you said earlier, I presume you were born around 1950 or so.
1950 exactly.
All right. So you're you're 13 years older than me. What year did you first start designing or working at a pinball company?
Okay, could you say that again? I hate to make
What year did you get into the pinball business?
1974.
74.
Yeah.
Now, do you recall the first game you worked on, or were you doing something else rather than design in 74?
You know, when I first got there, they hired me to be an electromechanical technician, so I built big burn-in oven, high current. You know, I had electrical background and electronics in the Coast Guard, and so I could grab on that and build them, you know, some burn-in ovens and a universal test fixture that played all the video games we made, and it had a programming plug, and you plug it in, and now you can play Pong, and you take that one out and you put in another one, now you can play Tank. And the control panel had joysticks and buttons and a little steering wheel, you know, and had everything they could, you know, any way you could make it. Oh, there was a trackball too, and you could, you know, play any game on there. I mean, you know, I was proud of it.
I remember going to the bowling alley and seeing a Pong game for the first time and I remember putting quarters into Pong.
Yeah.
'Cause I was born in '63, so I came right at that era.
Yeah.
And it was glorious. And I remember going to bowling alleys with my son Daniel, who you've met, who playing pinball together, or going to pizza place playing pinball. And suddenly there's everywhere to play pinball. In my own town, there's a new arcade that just opened up. In the town next to mine, there's an arcade opening up. There's places that carry machines now.
Yeah.
And you can't. It's almost as if you can't escape it if you wanted to now.
Probably not. I mean, I think it's a great thing.
And the clubs.
You're right, and they're all a little different and fun, and it's crazy. My first experience with a pinball machine was, and I remember it. It was in San Francisco. I was 5 years old, and my dad took me to Playland at the beach, which was wiped out within 10 years. I mean, they built homes there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Playland at the beach was gone. But they had pinball machines that were on, like, the back of the pinball machines were bolted to a shelf. Okay, and then it had front legs, and so you stand in front of it. It did not move. You couldn't move it. Okay, but and it had no flippers. And that's my first experience with pinball. My father always liked pinball. In fact, he was a pinball criminal.
What does pinball criminal mean?
Well, it means he drills holes in the side of the cabinet and put a wire in there to hit the switch. And because at a lot of grocery stores and stuff, you could win food, and not money, but they'd give you food for credit. So they'd buy candy. They'd go in there and drill the hole with a little hand drill when the guy wasn't looking, stick the wire in there, and make the switch go over and over again. And they were broke. It was the Depression, and it's like,
I know what you mean. My parents were born in the '20s. I know they grew up in that era too.
Yeah, and so it's like, I know my dad wasn't really a criminal at all. He's a great man. He was a good man. But when he was a kid, he was rowdy.
Yeah.
And he told me all those things, which is kind of a mistake, Should I do that? No.
Right.
Anyway, after that, when I was about 8 years old, they took me to bowling alley. They belonged to a bowling league. So they would give me like 50 cents. And,
a lot of money then.
Yeah, it was a lot of money to play the pinballs there at the bowling alley, and I really did love that. It was like, I think 10 cents a play, 3 for a quarter. I'd always put in the quarter, so you'd have 3 games out of it,
yep.
and try to win something, and keep going. Anyway, one night I was there. This is a weird story, but it might not mean anything to anybody, but this repairman was there. It was a Gottlieb pinball machine. I don't remember the name. It was a card game with drop targets, and that's all I remember. And this guy comes in, he opens it up, and he puts a play field up, and it's full of all this chrome-plated stuff, And I said, "Can I watch you?" And he goes, "Sure." And I said, "Wow, it looks nice on the bottom, too." And he goes, "Yep, it's a Gottlieb machine, the Cadillac of the industry."
And now you're the Cadillac of the industry.
I try to be.
Now, as I said, there's a lot of games out there. Is there a game you've seen, not one that you didn't make, and you look at it and say, "Boy, I wish I had thought of that one," or "Boy, I wish I had made that one"?
There's a lot of devices on games that I like, that I have nothing to do with, and I think they're pretty interesting. I like the building on Godzilla, and people are constantly coming up with new things. There's some cool stuff in Dune. It's okay. I like that. I played a game last night, a Predator from the Pinball Brothers, and boy, there's so many mechanics on there, mechanical things, and I like the game, but it's dark. It's too dark to play the ball. I mean, for me anyway, too dark to see it, and there's a lot of innovation there, but also some things aren't right. Like they have an upper flipper that never gets fed by anything unless you make one shot and then it passes by it. And so I thought that was difficult, but it's a nice game with a lot of cool stuff, cool mechanical action items, and I like that.
When I see the specialty machines, I remember the first time I saw a homebrew, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and now, there's a whole room of home brews. It's just an incredible thing to see
Yeah.
how it's just scaled to the point where you can have very big, a Jersey Jack, a Stern, and a guy making his own machine.
Right.
It's just so incredible.
It's a difficult thing to do. It's easier at a company, of course, you know, because other people get help. If the guy's going to really do the whole machine himself, that means he's writing the program and all that stuff. Usually there's a couple or three people involved now because they know that one person can't do it all in a reasonable amount of time. So, but yeah, they're pretty impressive.
Okay, that's part one. Now we're going to begin part two.
Okay, I need a break to blow my nose.